my God, Debtors Gambit is back.
I like the intro, but it's loud.
Well, yeah, it's loud for us here, but it's not loud out there in the digital space. So I find that if you don't record loud audio, it's not very well translated in the digital space. It tends to be a little bit soft and inaudible.
I love hearing those math rocks gather.
Math rocks gather.
Mine make a way chunkier sound. Mine are thunk 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 thunk.
Look at I got big D6 math rock.
Snap.
See, normal D6 math rock, big D6 math rock.
Jeez.
Those are some big.
It's not about how big they are.
They better roll high.
That's how they roll.
It's how they flop around and roll.
It's how they're weighted.
Ooh.
It's how they're weighted.
So, Vince, is it Vash Lanaroth or is it Lanaroth?
Who are you referring to?
Vash is the pseudo dragon. I'm telling you.
Vash, you're familiar?
Yeah.
So we'll call you Lan.
Or his there. I don't know what they go by. Their name, Lanarath. Is that how it's pronounced?
Your male, female, or undecided?
I'm omnidirectional of you.
Omnidirectional.
What's your character's preferred pronoun?
Present.
Accounted for? What's
He,
your
him.
character's preferred pronoun? He, him? He, him. Okay, it's a he.
Hee-haw.
Yeehaw.
Is it Lanarath?
Yeehaw.
Gatharn. Yeah. Gatharn is a hee-haw.
Sometimes a yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Always a yeehaw.
That's when he goes into a rage and throws off the clothes, though.
Yeehaw!
Oh my
Occasionally
god.
I identify as a what the fuck?
That's true.
It's going to be his battle cry. Yeehaw!
Just a full-on Woody yeehaw.
Literally.
Oh, complete with the Woody, yeah.
Double entendre. Yeah.
Nick's like, what the fuck?
I'm just waiting.
It's like being with school children.
He's like, eventually there will be a recap, and we'll start role playing.
Yeah, I'm not going to push it.
He knows better. He'll then become the target.
Where we last left off, the team has changed a bit. New folk have been added, while others have gone their separate way. While the dwarf seeks out a passage amongst the Fey crystal caverns and mountains in a separate seeking of information, we actually learned a great deal about Gatharn's not parents. Or not mom, not dad. Depending on
mother, father, father, mother.
Father, mother, mother, father. As in order to prevent the patron that was understood to have been given authority over a pact or agreement, his parentage changed the nature of that agreement by changing their nature at the same time, gifting Gatharn with the ability of independence so that the pact could not be resolved. Unfortunately, this patron, this archfey, has yet to be confronted about this. They are either very upset or seeking resolution. But that is part of the journey that we're on now. As we met Ergo and Vash, after the crew of the ship were sent back to Exandria and back to the normal world that they knew, the ship is currently going under changes, augmentations, upgrades. As it turns out that Gatharn's not mother, father, once again, I leave it up to you, is not only wealthy, but within the Fae, he holds some air of political control, as they have the ability to grant certain upgrades to the ship and therefore turn it into something that might be a little bit more useful either in the near future or when you go back to Exandria. However, the team have been gifted griffins and have been asked to check in on the great boundary that separates the Fey from other planes of existence, as there have been rumors that it is currently collapsing. It is believed that Gatharn's patron might be within this boundary, and his responsibility, or its responsibility, is the maintaining of this boundary of control, and something has gone awry. As the group began to go in that direction, the Fey began to be revealed to you of equal measure, both what you could see below and the aerial scape that you were traveling through. You began to approach a very large barrier of collision energy, where the Fey and something on the other side are beginning to collide and create these great force storms that are arcing and consuming with very slow progress the Fey Wild itself. The team, realizing that they were looking at their mirrored selves, decided to play a trick on that. And they entered the force barrier in the reverse in hopes that that was the trick that the force barrier was using to consume the Fey. Not only did it work and allow them to pass through the force barrier, but it plunged them into a dark landscape of colliding energy and force. And somewhere out on the horizon in this dark landscape, a great mountain of obsidian rock, so large you could neither see beyond or around it. You could just see that it oscillates and rotates in this forceful area of darkened space. Suddenly, an explosion of arcane energy. A wave of energy is now fast approaching your location. You could feel the ionic effect that it has as it's now gradually expanding. All of you realize this might be the force that's been punching at the barrier, causing it to consume the Fey Wild behind you. You are astride your griffins.
Oh.
What would you guys like to do?
We can't dodge it. Does it look like it's bigger than where we can fly around?
Give me a perception check.
Because it's... Okay.
I mean, you just showed me like 1,200 dice and you're still looking for a 20-sided?
No, I got it. I rolled a 10.
A 10? The visualization of such a broad space, it's hard to know for sure. It's ever expanding. It looks like there's a termination of the top and bottom of the space, but it's hard to tell the distance. Hard to tell its exact size. Just this slowly building roar of force energy that's getting closer.
Does it look like it's emanating from that giant obsidian
Obelisk?
stone?
Give me a perception check as you look beyond the force barrier and see where it might be coming from.
Roll better than me.
22.
You saw the obsidian rock, that mountainscape, that great citadel of rock pulse with a brief light. You feel like that might be the origin of it.
On the ground, does there look like any structure that we could use as a shield?
As you look down, give me a perception check.
I have characters somewhere around here. I got too many tabs open because I have ADD. Perception 19.
19. There is no ground. Just ethereal smoke, haze, and sparking and arcing energy that's just cascading within that ethereal haze.
That's not ominous.
Yeah.
Crackles of lightning kind of shock through your vision as you look downward.
As the griffins are flying, does it feel like gravity's still a thing?
I would say passively you notice that their wing beats are quite slower now. It's almost as if they're barely working to fly.
Okay. Perhaps we should dive and just
Okay.
see
Into
to
the
try and
massive
avoid.
lightning clouds.
No, let's go up.
What is above us?
Give me
What's
a
above
perception
us?
check as you
I
look
thought that's what I
upwards.
looked at, but
No, you were looking
look
whether
up-
or not you could get over the force barrier that's getting closer.
yeah.
So you were focused more on trying to gauge the force barrier. Gatharn looked below. Omni has discovered where the source was, and now you're looking above.
18.
18? More kind of like miasmic gas and cloud and vapor, arcing pink and yellow bolts, crackling off in the distance.
All of it doesn't look happy.
Yeah, an arcane storm type of thing.
Yeah, all of it doesn't look happy. Okay. Great. Let's not die. Nobody fall. Can I
What are you
Any
guys doing?
ideas?
It's getting closer.
I'm going to cast not getting hit by arcane energy. Oh, why did my computer... It made my character sheet go away. I was
I'm
looking at a
frantically
spell
looking up
and somehow it
spells
made me
as well.
backwards. I know. I was
I
Vash.
jump into my handy haversack.
What's in your handy haversack?
Huh?
What's in your handy haversack?
Me.
You jump into it? Oh!
I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay. Vash, Ergo, anything you guys want to do?
I really haven't been looking strategically. I was just kind of admiring the scene. This is awesome. Like,
What's your passive perception, Ergo?
passive perception, 14.
14? Okay. Good to know.
Just taking in the scene. I didn't really realize we were in danger
Mine
yet.
is 16. Do I notice anything?
I didn't ask you,
Pa-
but that's good to
passively?
know.
Okay. Passively? Okay. Shit. I don't know what we're doing.
Well, we gotta go somewhere, so Omni's gonna start flying down, dive bombing.
You guys watch as Omni tries to goad the griffin to
chose
begin
down.
descending. And as the griffin tries to fly down, the angle of the griffin changes but doesn't move.
Cool.
Doesn't seem to be able to fly at all. Just the wings slowly moving. And the griffin is like stuck at an angle as if attempting, but not really able to change the space that it's in.
Great. So we're stuck where we're... I'm going
We
to
have
try
to
moving my
think our
griffin
way.
forward.
As Omni begins to think about going down, suddenly he's gone.
Ah!
And he's a blur of griffin imagery plummeting straight down towards the
As I
clouds
see,
below.
as I see Omni diving down, telepathically in his head, he hears, "How'd you do that?"
Have you ever spoken to Omni telepathically before?
No.
Ah,
This
great.
is a new person. New person.
he's been with us for like a month, and this is the time he decides to use that feature.
Don't look around; it makes you look silly. You should really pay
You
attention
can't
to where
even
you're
see
going.
me. You can't even see
You
me
can't see him
anymore.
I
anymore.
could see his spec diving rapidly towards the ground. I mean, we can lollygag, and I can probably get hit by this rock, or you could just tell me how you did it.
Omni's holding on rigorously as the wind is probably blowing their eyes and getting them all teary-eyed and like cheeks flapping in the wind. He's like, just think the way you want to go.
I relay this to the group.
I pop out my haversack. Well, like when I was in my haversack, I was like holding on, so my head was popping out.
Well, here's an interesting thing about crawling into a haversack that is magically imbued with a Fey pocket while in Fey space. It's an inverted kind of outcome. So basically, you are trying to place a haversack on your head, trying to crawl into it, as you're unable to gain access and entry. Almost as
I
if
was
two
being
forces
rebuffed.
are colliding and preventing its use.
I think
Your
down the
haversack's
center-
going, no.
So you say just think to where you want to be
Yeah.
is what you suggested.
Mhm.
I think I'm on the other side of that arcane blast.
You watch as there's just ash and energy where Gatharin was with his griffin, and he's just gone. Gatharin, you're on the other side of the energy force that's pulsing towards the barrier.
I think the same thought.
Right alongside you, you see Vash.
I don't know that they thought those things.
Where's everyone going?
Ergo, you can feel your feathers being pulled towards the force wave that's coming towards you, and you can
I
now
don't wanna
feel
get hit by that.
like the enhanced feeling of a great, tremendous amount of energy getting closer.
Do I see? Can I still see them both?
No, you're on the other. When you think of that, it's so bright from the reverse side that anything you look at the opposite direction is washed out in bright light.
I think that I'm back where they are.
You guys watch as Vash returns.
Hello,
Think
man.
you're
Where
on
did
the
you
other-
go?
Think that you're on the other side of the arcane energy. Just think about it. And I'll wait for them to
Okay.
disappear before I follow them.
Okay.
I wait for Ergo to go because he's not really smart.
I telepathically start talking to Ergo. Hey, bro. You know, like I
I'm
know
really
it's pretty
trying,
low.
man.
I know, and you got this, buddy. You know, you just
Just
think you're on the
picture
other
yourself on the
side,
other
dude.
side of the barrier.
Just think you're on the other side, dude.
I can't. I did
No,
it.
you can do it. You can do it. I'll give him a
Did you
bardic
drool a
inspiration.
little? Because that's what it looked like.
I'll give him a bardic inspiration.
I'm just gonna think about it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go
scooch
ahead
over
and
to
do
him
it.
and I'm gonna cast guidance.
Try to do it. I mean, I'm here.
As you
How-
scooch towards Ergo and Vash is
Towards
like
him.
you're trying to give him help, suddenly, just before Ergo kind of like disapparates from the effect of thinking about being on the other side of the light, there was a moment that he was like holding like a beer and like a sandwich, and then he disappeared.
Man, that sounds really good right about now. Like, honestly, a good burger and beer.
Oh my god.
Omni is somewhere down below, plummeting towards the cloud line. Gatharin has vanished. Now Ergo is gone as well.
I'm trying to scream at him.
All you can hear is the rumble of the approaching force wave.
Okay, can you get Omni?
Do
I'm
I
not-
see
I'm
anything
looking at
was as I'm plummeting?
Bash.
Like,
You
because
are
I was going down
now-
towards the clouds. Like, does
Yeah,
the,
you're now
the scenery
in the
change at all?
clouds. As you
In-
enter the clouds, it is just smoke,
Chaos.
energy, and arcing lightning all around you.
I turn to Define and I'll say, I'll see you on the other side. And I'll think that my griffin is flying downwards next to Omni's.
So as you're
Okay.
in the clouds, Omni, there's Vash right alongside you.
And
How
I
did
I'm
you
gonna-
get here?
think that you're on the other side of the arcane blast. Don't think you're diving down. You're the captain?
Shut
Okay.
up. I think I'm on the other side of the blast.
He disapparates.
When he-
Vash.
when he disappeared, I thought about myself on the other side too. So
So as all of you reappear together, there's Ergo drinking a beer, eating a sandwich. There's Vash, there's Gatharn, and behind you is washed out
get a beer.
bright light. Well,
Just take
tankard
a
of
look.
ale,
I want a
whatever you wanna
beer.
call it. Tankard of ale appears in your hand.
It's even cold. Hey.
Tastes like sour piss, but still beer. You watch as the backside of the energy wave washes out, and then you hear this tremendous explosion of energy as you imagine it striking the barrier. And
think it
now you
made
can
the
see
barrier?
thin bolts of lightning beginning to form around the obsidian rock that you're facing. This huge, massive obsidian stone, miles high by miles wide, that's just oscillating there in empty space, surrounded by vapor and smoke that's arcing with energy as well.
and 1 motorcycle.
And a single
Do you think-
motorcycle.
Do you think if we thought about this not working anymore, it would not work anymore?
Well, as rules of this place seems to go, it seems like you can only affect the self.
Okay.
I think of a spyglass.
I think
A spyglass appears in Gathar's hand, but it's squishy, like a noodle.
Why'd you think of a
look
flaccid
through it to see that it
spyglass?
works?
You
You
go to
have-
bring it up, and it just goes flaccid.
Hey,
I
I'll
I
hold
think
it away.
I'll use sleight of hand and I'll try to palm off a tiny blue pill towards Gathar.
you have a dysfunction there.
19.
You might
So
have a
as
dysfunction
Gathar's
there,
trying to make
Gatharn.
this spyglass work, you stare through it, Gatharn, and it's just energy and smoke everywhere you look. The surface of the stone appears to be arcing with light as well. Give me perception with advantage as you begin to kind of try to focus in on the obsidian rock.
22.
You're not sure how big it is, but there's this elongated form of living energy that is crawling up the side of the stone. And then you realize that there's dozens more like it from the base crawling up the sides of the stone. And they get near a point of the rock, and then they hit a barrier and kind of like disintegrate and become small arcs of lightning arcing off. It's almost like there's a section of the stone that's protected by some barrier of its own.
So who's the bad guy again?
Is there one?
Pretty sure
we
it's
have a
a
bad guy. I don't
retrieval
know if we have a
mission,
bad
Ergo.
guy.
All right, I couldn't remember. Thanks,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get Gatharn's parent.
Got it. Cool.
His father, mother.
I point to the location that I see, like that other barrier.
And all of you can see energy crawling towards a small bubble of energy. It pulses, and then those streaks of energy approaching it kind of shatter and trickle away.
Is
Something's
that good or
repelling it.
bad?
Seems like some type of shield protecting that area. Well, it's somewhere.
All right. Let's get this party started. Shall we go closer?
Head that
So
direction.
I think I'm
but
about
not directly.
500 yards from that point.
Yeah, how far are we from the obsidian rock?
As you think that, you guys watch as Cathar shreds out, and then about 1,000 feet or so in front of you, he reappears.
You know, as a outside observer,
We really need to work on our communication. We know.
you need to verbalize your thoughts a lot
Yeah,
better
yeah,
among
yeah.
people.
I'm just gonna point to where he was and
No,
think
because
about
this
being
place
with-
is
with
very
where he is.
dangerous. Just so you know, freaking, this place is
How can we
dangerous.
still hear him?
Intrusive thoughts are coming to life. I'm saying this as out of character.
It's amazing. You think he's part Kalistar?
He's big Park Alistar.
All right, let's all go meet up with Gatharn.
Together as a group.
Yes.
I'll wait for Ergo.
Gatharn, they all kind of warp in around you, but the stone is still far away. As you think in terms of distance, that distance didn't feel accurate at all to you. Almost as if it's hard to gauge distance here. Almost like that's part of the illusionary effect of the defense of whatever's trying to keep that section of the stone protected.
Then I think the opposite. I think I'm as far away from that point as possible.
Do you say that out loud?
No, I think it.
Okay. You guys watch as Gatharn disappears, and you do not see him anywhere.
Son of a bitch.
Fuck, did he go this time?
Either he was consumed by the mist, and now your friend is dead and gone forever. I'll record his story.
We
My
should
vocal.
probably just continue on as
Or-
if we've lost him. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll salvage his parent in his memory.
So he just
He-
died?
He enjoyed
Yes.
the substances of all natures. Not recently, but
For the brief time I knew him, he did enjoy his physique and airing it. So
maybe that's what we should put on his. Well, I guess we don't have a tombstone.
But we can make a tombstone.
So
We'll-
are we
we'll
like
smart.
breaking
Right,
I
this
imagine
pillar?
a picture, a tombstone.
What'd you say, Ergo?
Are we like breaking this pillar?
I think we're gonna try.
I don't think
It's
it's
not exactly a pillar.
Pillar,
Like,
yeah, that's-
staring at its size, it's the size of a. I mean,
A
it's
mountain.
the size of a massive mountainscape, and it's just oscillating.
So the tower's
Yes.
the bad guy?
yes,
Sweet. All right. I got it this time.
the mountain.
Yeah, that's not a mountain, bro.
That's a space station.
Straight up.
That's the moon.
Well, we wanted to go through the barrier by going backwards, and then we think our way to places. So if we want to be on the inside of that protective bubble,
it seems as though when we thought about moving closer, our
We-
distance wasn't as.
we just thought about
Considerable.
being near Gatharn,
Yeah.
and we didn't incorporate distance.
And we leave the object out of it completely.
Yeah,
Okay.
What if we think about going near Gatharn again? Maybe we'll find him.
Okay. As
try it.
Again, I'll wait for Ergo.
Ergo, go first.
I'm gonna try it first. So I'm gonna think about going to
I'm
Gatharn.
Gregore's already gone. As Defiance, then it's Defiance gone. Both of them disapparating.
I think we're getting the hang of this.
You
Not
think
gonna get cocky. Let's go.
so? Okay.
Gatharn, you feel the griffin rear upwards as you're now within inches of this like translucent ball of energy placed on the surface of this giant rock. Through this surface, you could see what looks to be very simple and kind of well kept up, but very kind of spooky looking town. You can see that the landscape around it appears to be normal, almost as if their existence is being contained within this bubble. And it's oscillating slower at this point because you're now closer to the center of the mass. You can feel the energy pull at you, and then you can see these great, like 100-foot long beasts of energy slamming into the bubble and then erupting into sparks of lightning off of it. And as they continue to do that, you can see this ripple effect along the surface of the rock that is getting brighter and building up with energy. And at that point, Defiant and Ergo show up, and within a
Hey.
few moments, Vash and Omni show up on either side of you.
I'll
Hi.
grab out my book
Found
from my
you.
bag, and I'll start sketching what I see.
Okay, give me a performance check as you do that. See how well you sketch it.
Not great, but not bad. 13.
13. It's an okay job. I mean, you're a
This is
little
quick.
bit amazed at it, and the blurriness of the bubble makes it hard, but you're essentially drawing a picture of what feels like a large town. And all of you peering through the blur, there's people down there.
What?
From what direction are these beasts of energy coming from?
All directions, either crawling from the underside of the stone, from its right side, from above, and from the left. They just crawl towards it, slam into it, and then just get shocked out of existence when they unable to penetrate the bubble. And you notice the surface of the rock now is building with more energy.
Vash is gonna touch the butt. Or Lanarath is gonna touch the butt. Just touch the bubble.
Reaches out, tries to touch it and ends up 5 feet behind you. Like as he tried to touch it, was unable to make physical contact, and it caused him to disapparate and then reappear further away from the bubble.
Hmm.
Is this another one of those backward situations?
All of you can now hear bells,
That's not good.
like like church bells.
There's a wedding.
Yeah, it is playing canon.
I imagine I have a wedding invitation.
To a particular wedding or just any wedding?
To this wedding.
The ones that the bells are ringing for.
All right, you imagine
I have-
it. A blank piece of paper arrives in
Yes.
your hand that just says the word wedding in it in common. But
And you're cordially invited.
It says all that, but doesn't seem to cause any specific meaning.
I imagine a writ, one written in Abyssal, one written in Infernal, that grants us passage into any town. Of our
It all
choice.
happens, but no reaction to it. Just Gatharin has his strange object. You have yours.
I have documentation. I'm allowed to be here. I got my visa.
He's got a screen card. He's in.
I paid the cover charges, man.
Can I make a perception check to see if there's any type of, or maybe it would be an Arcana check, I'm not sure, any type of like glyphs or writing around the perimeter
Give me
of
an
the
Arcana
barrier?
check as you try to see if there's any kind of substantial information you could glean from this strange barrier.
17.
17.
Do I want to be a dick and cutting words?
Omni's all, you already said I had stiff
That's a spell
nipples, so
slot.
whatever. You
Not a spell
you-
slot. It's a bardic inspiration slot, and I'll spend those willy nilly.
did you say slut or slut?
Slut.
A little
Yes.
bit of A, a little bit of B.
So as you focus in on the blur of the shield, Omni, almost the size of coins, the reason it's blurry is that it's interwoven with arcanic symbols in like Cyrillic style. Almost as if this great barrier is some kind of magical spell that's been placed here.
Does it say speak friend and enter?
It feels like a combination. Well, you didn't do detect magic, so I'll say just off your general arcana check,
Okay.
it feels like a very powerful spell. And because it's powerful, it's probably anchored to something. Like it probably has a focal point that's like projecting it out.
In Omni's head, Linorath goes, "Yeah, you're doing that thing where the middle of your brow is furrowed, like you're in deep thought. Are you having any thoughts here, or?"
Does that mean something?
There's this it obviously very arcane shield around it, but it looks as if it's some form of script, and Omni will cast detect magic.
As you cast, the bubble of the detection slams into the barrier. It is a combination of two schools of magic. Evocation and illusionary magic.
Okay.
It's very powerful, more powerful than you would expect someone to cast as like a typical spell. This is probably being focused from something.
Do you see
There
the
we go.
focus?
Interesting. Okay, so it's made of two schools of magic. Illusionary and evocation. Would it be a perception check to see if there's anything in the town that might be like a lightning rod or like what's emanating the barrier?
Sure. Well, I'd say it's a more focused attempt, so give me investigation.
You should look at that thing over there, and I'll give him a bardic inspiration die.
Okay.
What is that?
D8.
Ooh. That would be a 18 with the die.
As you get as close as you can feel the kind of like static you can feel this like static energy pulsing off of the barrier. And you get as close as you can to try to see through the blurred kind of like swirling of the arcane script. And now you can get a better look of the town itself. It's a large town with kind of like farms on the exterior. You could see cattle and sheep being herded. The center of the town is this very tall structure, almost like a great kind of like castle structure. And down below, you can see another towered like structure where the bell sounds are emanating from. That feels like the spot it's coming from is the bell tower. Almost as if the cacophony of the bells ringing is creating the barrier.
Good eye, Lanarath. That seems to be where it's emanating from. So how do we get there? Or
And
how
are
do
we trying to stop it?
I mean, it will stop
There's
the
probably like
barrier.
an exhaust port that's like dangerously exposed that we can just Eldritch blast and then blow up the whole town.
You mean like a really small, imperceivably like tiny little thing that if we got a missile or some type of projectile through, it would ricochet, causing a chain reaction, blowing up the entire mountain?
And causing a mass genocide, unlike ever seen before.
I don't really like the thought of mass genocide.
Yeah, who would ever do something like that?
I mean,
Jin.
it's only right.
Do it, Omni. Ooh.
Well, it seems as though this barrier is the only thing that's protecting this town, and there's livestock, there's cattle, there's farms. Like,
Did you see maybe
Can they
perhaps a
imagine
doorway
themselves? Can they imagine themselves?
in the detect magic? Maybe there's like a gate. Perhaps. No. You're giving me a very blank stare.
didn't see any of that. No.
Mhm. Interesting.
Why don't we just think about it?
Think
Give
about
it a
what?
shot, bud.
I think about being at the bell tower.
There's some static energy that forms, but then it immediately dissipates.
Got it.
Are his feathers ruffled? From the
No,
static elect-
this is pretty cool. I'm
energy?
pretty chilled out right now.
Mm.
So his feathers aren't ruffled from the static energy?
I mean, it's almost as if the energy tried to execute the thought, but is immediately dampened at the point of thought.
All right, I almost had a thought. And so close, man.
What if we try to barrage it and try to overwhelm it? If all 5 of us attempted to go at once, see if it strains the system.
I don't know if it works that way, but sure.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were the bearer of clever ideas. If you have something better,
Meanwhile, when you guys all turn to look at Defiant, her fur is like 8 inches out. It's just one giant static ball. Like
My
the
fur
longer
isn't
she's-
even 8 inches long.
It's just one giant electronic puffball on the back of a griffin.
It's a good
I
look.
don't like it here.
It's a good look. All right, so we can't just try and destroy the barrier, because then whatever these arcane beasts that are trying to break through, they'll have access to it, and it'll probably kill everybody inside. Right? Probably a bad thing.
I see a. Can I see a beast that's on its way but not about to touch the barrier?
Yeah, you can see dozens of them just coming out of the
Do
edges.
they look like this?
Mm-hmm. No, that's what Defiant Joel looks like. One eye's all milky.
One eye's all milky.
Just licking the air around her.
Yeah. What's that? What's that taste? Lotion? Oil? boils.
Ergo's like, oh fuck, this is going downhill fast.
I'll telepathically speak to it. Like, hey, any?
I
Obviously, no idea how to get in there, but what you doing, buddy?
Give me a persuasion check.
21.
1. Hunger.
For the people inside the sphere?
They're hungry.
Hunger. And then it strikes the barrier and then dissipates. It's almost like you connected with something very feral. Like unable to be sentient or conscious of its purpose, but very feral in its intent. Almost like just this out of control creature of energy.
I'll try to cast Identify on the sphere.
Okay.
Don't you have to touch
Ghetharn
it?
is curious where these creatures are emanating from.
Give me perception as you begin to look around, wondering where they're coming from. Vash,
No,
unfortunately,
he's not.
Fright.
It's like a random thought. It's like, I wonder where these things are coming from and if I was there right now.
You dissipate, and you find yourself on the rotating edge of the obsidian mountainscape. And you can see these hundreds of blackened portals and gateway just all over the edge that the oscillating mountainscape is rubbing up against. And there's sparks of energy as it's consuming the energy of the gateways. And those sparks generate these creatures of energy and chaos that begin to just spider crawl along the mountainscape.
Huh. I think I'm as far away from the sphere as possible again.
You're all the way out amongst the mana storm, the great lightning storm. You can see down, you can see 4 little tiny dots near the bubble of energy protecting the surface.
From this vantage point, am I able to see where they're located versus where those portals are located?
Yes, and they seem to not move with the oscillation as well. It's almost as if the oscillating mountainscape is creating the friction and creating the portals. Like it's running into something as it rotates.
I think that I'm at the entrance.
At what point
to
does
this
it...
town.
You disapparate for a moment. Unable to pass through the barrier, you reappear back where you were.
What's it look like? As I'm looking down at the mountain as it turns, that point where it's rubbing against and generating those portals, those rifts. Is there a fixed point where that is currently?
As it rotates and breaks open those rifts, as soon as it continues to rotate, the rifts close. So it's like they break open and close and then break open again. Almost like just a sense of friction and grinding as if this thing is consuming something you can't quite see. Like it's just rotating, and that energy and the force is like creating these like chaos driven lights of these energy creatures out of those gateways, and they crawl towards the bubble barrier, striking at it with this ferocity. But then you can also see that the surface of the obsidian mountain is getting brighter yet again, almost like it's about to generate another pulse wave.
That's not good. We don't want to get hit by that.
No. Omni thinks.
Well, I think I'm next to them again. And I
And Ghetharn is
relay
back.
the information.
Okay. You fill them in.
Omni thinks, in Primordial, may we enter?
Nothing happens.
I don't. You didn't tell us. It's out of character. I know Draconic. I could think it in Draconic.
Does it seem like the mountain, the obsidian, is moving around the town and the town is static? Or is the town moving?
Yes, it does. Because while you watch the rocky scape of this huge obsidian mountainscape rotate, the bubble never wavers. Now you're wondering if the town is actually touching the surface of the rock. Maybe it's part of the illusionary effect of the protection.
Because you say the bottom of the sphere is carved and the obsidian is moving around it, right? I wonder if it's like a revolving door. And I theorize out loud. And there's like a brief moment where there is an entry point that we can walk through.
That's possible.
Probably
We've
be
all
when
been staring at it right here.
it would probably be when the pulse happens then, right? Because that's kind of like the energy goes out. That would be the time that maybe it would sync up to go
Maybe
through.
wipe out
Maybe
the
that's
the creatures that are attempting to come in.
yeah. That's like the security as the door opens. Maybe it emits that pulse to protect itself.
Hmm.
So if when the pulse happens, we think ourselves on the other side, maybe that's when the barrier drops.
Okay. I'm game to try.
Well, let's make sure that we're on the other side already. We don't want to potentially tank a mana blast.
Well, we could think ourselves a little bit farther away. The pulse moves slowly, and when the pulse happens, we could think ourselves inside the barrier.
We can try that.
Or maybe underneath the barrier. Not like through it, but if the obsidian is rotating and the town is staying in place, literally from the backside of the in between the obsidian and the town.
Can I try to make an educated guess how much time we have until the next mana blast?
Give me either Arcana or Survival. Your choice.
I'll do Arcana.
Okay.
Nat 20 for a 26.
It's a buildup of exhaustive energy. You get the feeling that the collision of these creatures slamming into the protective bubble is creating the buildup. And the bubble itself might be the source of the force wave going outward. And there might be a brief moment where there's no protection until it reestablishes itself. In fact, when you heard the bells, might have been the invocation of it being brought back into existence before the energy monsters kind of began striking it again.
I concur with Defiant's theory then. I believe there's going to be a brief moment when the mana blast appears that we can go into the town. So we should get a safe distance away.
Gatharn, where did you say the creatures were coming from? Did you see where they were coming from?
I point in the direction that I saw them coming from.
How far away does that look? Like how long? Does it
Much further than kind of. You get the feeling that when Gatharn went and saw what he saw, he had to travel very far to get there. It feels like it's very far away.
Okay. Do you think we're supposed to stop these creatures from attacking the town?
I think the barrier's doing a pretty good job as it is.
I think we're better off trying to infiltrate the town than instigate a fight.
Okay.
I'll think that I'm a safe distance away from the mana blast.
Well,
And I'll
that
let
might
everybody-
take you way far away, outside the barrier.
A
mean,
reasonable
the first
distance where
barrier.
it won't blast me immediately as it appears, and then I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All
So what's
together
the
then?
plan?
Yeah. We're gonna be a reasonable
We're
distance
gonna
away,
go-
and then once we see
Yeah,
the
a little
mana
bit
blast
farther away.
pop off, try
Then
to
we're
go
going to think
into the
ourselves
town.
into the town.
Okay. So as all of you drift your griffins further back to find what you believe to be kind of like a safe distance, you could see the buildup of energy building and building and building. You then watch as a massive gateway opens up above the obsidian rock, And you could see this creature plunge its form halfway through as this massive astral dreadnought attempts to crawl through. It's almost as big as the rockscape itself. And then there's this explosion of light that pulses out suddenly. And as the light washes by you, you guys are on the inside of the bubble, looking outward as the force energy is ascending out and out towards the force barrier. You can
we
smell...
still see that dreadnought?
No, like now you're on the inverted side. As that last bit of the force light disappears, there's suddenly the twinkling of stars and night sky, a moon. You could smell forest and grass, and you could hear bells tolling in the bell tower. You could smell life and wilderness. You guys are now, you could hear the beats of the griffin wings reacting to the reimmersion of gravity. And you guys are hovering up as clouds kind of move past you. And looking down, you can see this great landscape, this very medieval landscape. A huge, dark-looking tower in the middle of the town. You can see the bell tower along a very strange-looking chapel. Hundreds of small residences and building structures. You can see herds of cattle being shifted. You see sheep. You see a small, herd of deer kind of loping through the hillsides and disappearing into a nearby forest. At the perimeter of all this, where the barrier comes down into it, it just becomes an extension of visualization of the great landscape and beyond. It's almost like you're in a place of existence. The barrier that you came from faded and gone. And you could just hear
I'm going to think about another beer in my hand.
Bells.
I'm going to try and think of another beer in my hand. Does it work?
Nothing happens.
Guys, our thinking power went away.
This is some of the strongest
you know
magic
what I mean.
I've ever seen.
I'll try to look for a tall outcropping to land the griffin.
Yeah, let's proceed very cautiously and stealthily.
Mm-hmm. Can we see any people?
So, as you look around, there are plenty of forested areas and hillscapes and little hiding positions that you could land into if you choose to.
Yeah, I'll choose a fairly high vantage point that's relatively forested, if possible.
Okay. You could see some overgrown hills, some cliffs edges. You could see a section of landscape that seems like a good opportunity. You begin to lead the other four down that direction as all the griffins kind of land on this 100-foot long by 10, 20-foot deep ledge built into the side of this cliff. And this gives you a perfect vantage point down into a valley. And this valley spreads out. You can see individual ranches and community, like small residential structures on the very edge of the valley. And gradually the town gets more dense and more populated with buildings towards the center of the valley. There you can see that ominous castle structure in the middle, this great bell tower alongside of it, and the bells constantly, suddenly stop. They were going constantly for 5 minutes, and then the bells stop and fall silent.
Well, there's your tower, Ergo.
Yeah, but the bells stopped. I like the bells.
Yeah, that might be bad.
Let's go. We should probably go and check it out.
Is the tower and the bells, is it the same structure?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like that's where it's coming from. The castle itself stands like 500 to 1,000 feet tall, made up of lots of different round towers and parapets, and a well kind of like bastioned wall all the way around it. This very kind of long, kind of serpentine pathway that leads up to this very kind of Gothic looking gated entrance.
Let's go into one of the surrounding areas and maybe see if we could talk to somebody before approaching the massive, ominous castle. See if we can gather some intel.
I'll telekinetically, or I'll mind link with the griffin. Say, hey, thanks for being so brave. You got us here safely. We're gonna walk into town. Try not to be so conspicuous. Hopefully we'll see you soon. You relay that to all your friends. I don't want to. Each one, that's just gonna take so much time. You know?
I'm gonna tell my griffin, go hunt. We'll be back soon.
They kind of all recognize that you guys are leaving and doing what you want to do, and they eagerly begin to pursue that herd of deer that disappeared into the forest. And then they disappear.
And leaves, I need to see if they've got
Stay
a
close
whistle.
to here. We'll be back.
They definitely
Griffin
only
whistle.
they definitely only know a few words. It was
That's
like
why I'm
hunt,
looking to see if there's like a whistle I can summon them with.
hunt,
It might be attached to the
return.
bargain.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll
No
be coming
whistles.
back. I look at Omni, and then I look at Gatharn, and then I'll use Mask of Many Faces to make a mishmash between their two faces, but with normal human ears. And then I'll make myself a foot shorter, so I'm 6 foot tall, and then like a punch. And middle age, and like those peasant hats, with those floppy
Yeah.
like beanie things, and then just peasant garb.
Okay. You guys watch as Vash changes his form.
He's hunched
I'm just gonna
over.
stay in the half elf.
So he's
form.
even shorter. He's like hunched.
I'm staying in my cat form,
I'm not changing, man.
but
Can
I
either of you change?
put my
Nah.
small cat. You know,
I don't think you can talk about that on stream, man. You can't be talking about your small cat.
Jade. Jade gets down.
I don't want to
Actually,
know
I
what
call
your
her
name is.
Gift. Gift. Her name is Gift. She gets down and is, off of the griffin and walking around. Shut up. Shut up.
The gift that keeps on giving.
It is not the gift that keeps on giving.
Jason,
She's
is it the
the-
gift that keeps on giving?
She's
Hey.
the gift that keeps on taking.
That's Sebastian.
Just a point.
The drain, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right,
So what are you
Let's,
guys doing?
sneak into town.
Well, currently you're up on a sheer cliff with a outcropping. Griffins are gone. There doesn't appear to be a pathway down. It's about a 150-foot drop straight down to
It's a
the
sheer cliff, right?
Yeah, it's
It's like I turn on me. He's like, "Do you trust me?"
No.
I face them and I just swan dive off, and I'll cast Featherfall like right away, basically, and I'll just chill and I'll cast it on
for
everybody.
some reason
but I
your
know they're not-
magic doesn't work.
Fuck, I'm dead.
You guys watch. You guys watch.
Ergo,
I-
will you?
I'm going. I'm going.
catch
I'm
him.
going.
Go catch
I'm
him.
going. I'm
Oh
Oh
going.
my God, Arago, go catch him!
I
You
dive
watch
off
this.
the edge.
Vash has got this horrific look on his face as he realized Featherfall doesn't take, and he is just plummeting, free falling. Ergo leaps off the edge and like Superman dives towards you, Vash.
I spin around like towards like the middle, like when I realize the Featherfall doesn't take. I was like, I might as well watch the end come up.
You turn around, you
Face the
feel,
floor.
You feel
Yeah.
Ergo's arms come underneath your armpits, and then his wings. Give me an athletics check, Ergo. This is not a heavy person, but not necessarily a light person either.
Oh, that's good. I got a 6.
A 6.
He just
You
made himself
feel-
smaller.
You feel your spine pop in multiple
Oh.
places.
Oh no!
As you feel the weight, you just my sciatica.
Oh, God,
It's
yeah.
just kind of like And you're
Yep.
you're maintaining, but you're gradually dropping at the same time.
I got that one from a bad surfing
and then
accident.
eventually, the two of you land.
Far.
Take 4 points of force damage, Ergo, from the kind of like.
Does anybody else
shock
have
of
rope?
grabbing him. The two of you are now down at the base of the cliff, looking up. You're near the forest edge. You're near like a nearby farm. And as you look up, you can see the others up top, while the two of you are down at the base.
Can you
I'm
can you get that?
I attempt to use Cure Wounds on him.
No, I just need you to pop it. Just
Alright.
up under the arm.
You cross your wings.
Yeah.
so Gatharn,
Thank you.
Give me a medicine. check,
Gatharn,
Ash.
Omni,
Oh no.
you guys like have rope?
13.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear a
Gatharn, you got rope?
as his
Oh.
back is put back into place.
Oh.
I don't think I do.
All right.
Hold on.
All right. I'm gonna fly back up.
You have a handy haversack and you don't have rope in it?
Oh wait, I do have.
As
rope.
I see,
I got 50
fly
foot.
back, I was like, yeah, you got this,
Where do
bud.
you
I
get that
believe in
rope?
you.
Gatharn.
I'll use a bardic
And the
inspiration.
handy
I
haversack.
appreciate it.
You
Yeah.
reach in, and it's just an empty backpack.
Yeah, I don't have handy haversack.
Yeah, so while I'm waiting for everybody to come
I mean, I got a
I'm
bag.
trying all my cantrips.
Yeah, you're trying everything. Nothing's working.
I was like, why did I? And then I look at my hands, like, am I in the peasant garb?
Yeah, you're in the peasant garb. It appears illusionary effects are working.
I use minor illusion.
Yep.
Curious.
So, Ergo, it takes you about 15, 20 minutes as you fly up and ferry everybody down to the base of the cliff.
Yeah, I'm going
You
heaviest
got-
to lightest because
As you land with Defiant's pet, it just looks at you like lunch the whole time that you're bringing it down. It's just, its
She's-
eyes are big. She keeps licking out of the sides of her mouth.
Okay, you said it was a sheer outcropping of rock.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look climbable?
You can give me a survival check as you check the surface of it. Currently, Defiant and Omni have been brought down to the base. Ergo, you start flying back up to get Gatharn.
Hey, bud. All right. Your
Oh,
turn.
I
18.
share my discoveries with Defiant, Jewel, and
Yeah.
Omni. Like,
Okay.
seems only a illusion.
As you
has
start
it.
climbing down, Gatharn, because you can see handholds and footholds, Ergo flies up and you're climbing down, and he's just kind of flying alongside you as you're climbing down.
All right, and it's half my movement speed, right?
Feels a little rougher than that.
I'm like spotting him, but like slowly floating behind him. You got this, bud. It's all you just all in the fingertips, man.
Give me athletics as a base there, Gatharn. See how
It's
well.
all you. I'm not even touching you.
I'm
I'm
not-
not
you're
even
doing
touching
it.
you. You're doing it all yourself.
Bro,
Just
you
spotting
totally
him.
got it. You're sending it, man.
24.
24. Takes you about
Actually,
30
I get
minutes.
advantage. Hold on, I got advantage on it.
Oh, okay.
30
Let's
minutes?
see.
He could just
Plus
fly
Oh,
you
natural
down.
20, so 28.
Okay. Take you about 30 minutes to get down.
Did you add the +5 from your hand axes when you do athletics checks? 33.
No.
Snap.
Because I'm not wielding them.
No, that's bare
Where do
hand,
you
man.
keep your hand axes?
He's
Yeah, bro.
On my
freestyling.
belt.
He's freestyling it, man.
Okay.
Literally.
The hand
are
axe
you
is
where
on my
you-
belt, and then the hammer is on my back.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to do it, but I'm like, Omni, with your permission, I'm just gonna cast a little magic on you, and I'll attempt to hex Omni, which is an enchantment spell. See if that works.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna try
So
to
it
save the
seems
flame.
only
The shield was illusionary and evocation.
well,
I'm trying.
Eldritch Blast is evocation, and that didn't work.
Nope.
Just
Anything that you guys
for,
try that is not illusionary fails to work.
So only illusionary.
just
Only.
heads up,
Omni has none of that.
I don't
I'll
have
cast
any.
minor illusion. I'll make a marionette dance while we wait for everybody.
Okay. Eventually, Ergo lands, and Gatharn comes off the side of the cliff, landing
That
on
was
his
all
feet.
you, bro.
so just for FYI, my short bow, the quiver, and
Are
pretty
our
much
things not magical anymore either?
hammer, all that stuff is inside my would have been inside the haversack.
Yep.
Except for like the blanket and then my axes and hammer.
If you guys are wearing or utilizing any equipment that's magical and is not an illusionary based outcome of its magic, it's currently a normal piece of equipment.
So it still has like the +2 for a longbow, but it doesn't have the magical effects.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because the bonus to the attack and damage is more about the craftsmanship of the item and less about the magic. Armor, rings, and other things, unfortunately, derive their enchantments directly from what they can and can't do.
So would my plate armor that's +1
It's just
still
now
be
plate
+1?
armor. No,
It's
just plate armor. Yep.
Okay.
No, sorry, you're right. Armor and weapons, your physical bonuses are based off the craftsmanship. All other magical effects of magical items other than armor and weapons have to be illusionary based to be functional.
So my armor is mithril half plate, so it's no longer giving me an advantage on stealth.
Correct. It's only
Okay.
giving you the +1 on
Just
defense
the armor.
because of the
Just
craftsmanship. Yep.
Armor. Okay.
And what was the quivers?
Accuracy.
Accuracy.
That gave us advantage, right? Or was that part of the bows?
Checking.
No, the quiver was the ones that give you.
Quiver was
accuracy.
the
That's what I thought.
accuracy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they are normal quivers.
Normal quivers.
I have
Alrighty.
to-
I'll try to summon my sword
Ooh.
out of its pocket plane.
Nothing happens.
Son of a bitch.
I try to summon my familiar.
Nothing happens.
I look towards my chest and it's okay. You can stay in there for now.
Okay. This
Well,
is
this is
a little
concerning.
nerf. I don't want to
I
stay here.
just I have a dagger.
Oh, you do have a weapon. I was gonna give you one of mine then, because I have.
Oh
I,
no! I stick my hand into the bag of holding.
It
It's just
doesn't
an
work.
empty bag.
My kitty
pull-
is stuck in her. Wait, would my cat have returned to normal size, or would she still be the small
You
size?
just have enlarge reduce on her at all times.
She has a
It's in the
necklace,
collar. It's in the pet
She
collar.
in the
is now a
collar.
normal size.
so she's the bigger size. When
She's
we
whatever
came
her
into
normal
here.
size would be without the necklace.
Yeah, it's the bigger size.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give Lanaroth the +1 dagger that I have,
Okay.
so that you got a weapon on you.
I don't know how much help I'm gonna be, but thank you.
Do you want to
It's
try it?
something.
Do I appreciate it, but I have no.
That's all right.
prerequisite
That's
training
all right, man.
to fight with a.
Would you like a dagger? I have a dagger.
I
You can have it.
mean, Omni has so graciously given me one already. I appreciate it
Oh,
once again.
okay.
But
And oddly enough, the lighting of the area is as if it's afternoon at this point. You remember the starscape being dark and the sight of a moon and darkened sky, but as you stand here looking up, it's mid-afternoon at this point. Off to your right, about 1,000 feet across some open farm fields, you could see a very simple farm structure, like a farmhouse, with smoke coming out of its chimney. There are cows and sheep grazing nearby. You can see horses as well.
as Omni and I are the only ones who can shift in their appearance, perhaps you guys can stay here and we'll try to see the lay of the land, perhaps.
I'm going to
What
do
do you mean?
magic awareness.
Nothing
What do I
happens.
mean? Ergo, I don't understand how I can make what I said any simpler. I will try.
We're gonna scout
Omni
ahead.
And I go forward. You stay.
No, but why?
out
Like,
and
why don't we
chill?
all go? I feel like it's safer.
Because you're
I'm going
a
to rage.
6.5 foot
Why do they not
bird
know about?
person,
Wait,
We
and,
don't know what the people here
who
are.
who's
was
not
the
accepting of?
apprentice?
For the first time in a long time, Gatharn, as your blood vessels begin to distend and you feel yourself descend into that wild rage that you can focus on, there's no magical connection for you. The wild
his
magic is no longer emanating from your rage.
Does his neck veins usually do that? Should we be concerned?
They do,
Is it
but
high
normally
blood
some
pressure?
really weird stuff happens afterwards.
It's been an hour since all this happened. There's a
I can
sudden
cast silence.
blast of energy above you. You can hear the bells ring for about 5 minutes. And then they go
I
silent.
think I have a mug of ale.
Nothing happens.
When the barrier drops, that's when I think I have a mug of ale.
Yeah, nothing happens.
So what was when we were outside of the barrier, in our time frame, what did it feel like the time difference between when the bells were ringing or when the pulse happened? What did it
Looking through
feel
the
like?
blur of the barrier, you weren't really sure. You could only make out structures and landscape. You weren't really sure if there was even a time of
Hold on,
day
you're
involved.
asking how long
No,
it was between
how
that
long
and the
between
last, right?
pulses? Yeah.
Oh, about an hour.
Okay, so it's still
Oh, so it's there's not a time variance between. Okay. All right.
okay. Ergo, I want to thank you for saving my life. Without you, I would have most definitely been unrecognizable splatter on the ground. I appreciate your candor in trying to go with us, but I do think moving forward, with the severe limitations on our gifts, we should, for the time being, Omni and I should just scout.
But we're in the Fey Wild, my man.
No, we're not.
No, I just don't think we are anymore.
We
Mm-hmm.
We've gone through multiple barriers of different planes. It
Nick,
feels
I don't know
like.
how you pull off that stoner look, but it's so fucking good.
I don't know if it's an act.
Yeah, I think it's method acting.
Years of practice.
Evidently.
So we'll see what the normal person type is here,
Mhm,
and we can adjust and shift to that and gather some information.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here with Ergo.
all
Let me know if
right,
you're cat.
whatever, man.
Hey, if they have some Aarakocra
I don't,
types,
bro,
or at least are
bro,
open and like
my people have
comfortable
been
with that?
everywhere.
right.
well, we don't know where here
Hey,
is. So
Ergo, why don't you help me find some sticks for a fire?
I
Right.
am fucking put on wood duty, man.
So we're gonna start looking for sticks. You guys tell us what you find.
Okay.
Okay.
And as I'm about to walk away and Ergo went to go stick duty, I just mouthed to Defiant. Thank you.
Come on, I gotta respect firewood duty, dude. Way too many bonfires have gotten misled because no one wants to go and hike up.
So as
So
Vash
we're
and
looking-
Omni begin, what direction are you two heading towards?
The farm building with the smoke coming out of it, I think. Unless you have
Okay.
a
That's pretty much the only building you see right now.
yeah.
You can see that the valley extends, but because you're not at the vantage point,
Yeah.
you're not really sure where the town boundaries kind of begin. You feel like you're out amongst kind of like the farming houses on the peripheral of the valley.
yeah, we'll try and
So,
get an eye on.
What kind of grift do you want to play? My ailing daughter? My
Get
ailing
help?
son? Get
We're
help?
not doing get help.
Oh my god, you can totally do get help.
You get help. I'm already in the form to do get help. You can just throw
let's-
me in there.
Let's see what kind
Omni,
of.
you need to change. You need to change.
You're
it to
not
a tall
there,
blonde
DJ.
god. Okay.
Let's see what kind of people that we're going to be dealing with
But
first.
as
and
we're walking up
adjust
towards the building, right?
accordingly.
Like, yeah, but I would prefer if we had a plan that's fluid, yes, but also kind of solid, like Jello. something we could fall back on.
Sure.
I mean, we could
improvisation is
improv.
good.
Yes, but you want some sort of form to your craft. Do you not?
We now, before next session, above game, before next session, we'll come up with like 5 different versions of like
Yoda.
of issues
Baby
of like
Yoda.
scenarios that we figure out
Yeah.
as far
Yeah.
as ways to do this.
That we thought of. Yeah. We have to name them all.
Of course.
Yeah.
Get help is by far the one that Omni enjoys doing the least.
I could play either
Only
role and get
because-
help. That's a classic.
It is a classic, but I feel like it's just a little bit overdone at this point.
Well, look at this town. It just seems like this town hasn't appreciated any form of good theater
They may not know.
in
They may
eons.
get help.
So as we get closer, are we getting any type of aromas or smells from what's coming through the chimney? Does it smell like food is on, or you said that there was smoke coming from the fireplace?
It smells like pork and beans.
The cows smell real. The horse dung on the ground looks real.
Oh, got some on my boot. These are my favorite pair.
You're passing amongst the farm animals. They kind of startle as you pass by.
And they look like
Here-
they're from the material plane, normal looking creatures.
They seem normal.
Have you ever seen sheep eyes?
Like goats, the rectangles.
Yes, those.
Unnerving.
Is there something I could do for you too?
Get
Is there a
help!
reason-
Like,
Is there a reason why you're walking across my fields, bothering my animals? You can see a kind of like a
I thought we
farmer
were being
leaning up
stealthier
against
than
a
that.
posted fence, just staring out at you. You look like a couple of hired hands. Do you need work?
Yes. Oh boy, my memory's not too good anymore, and
You'll have to excuse my friend. He is
Rolf.
had recently.
I've told you not to just introduce me as your friend. That's so vague. My name's Rolf.
Sorry. This is Rolf.
Oh,
And this is Gretchen.
clearly not from around here. You sound very different. Rolf, and I'm sorry, your name's Gretchen?
Gretchen. Gretch for short. It's a
yeah.
family name. What's it to you?
It's actually Gretch.
Well,
but
if you want to
he
find
plays a
work
lot.
on my farm, I'd like to know your names.
That's fair. See, I told you, when you introduce people, you introduce them by the name, not just your.
So
your
you guys can
association
either do
with one another.
performance or deception as a base. You choose. Because
Deception.
I'm enjoying this way too much.
I will also do deception. Dirty 20.
Natural 20 for 29.
Hell yeah.
Always one-upping. Always one-upping.
Oh, it's Gretchen.
So as the two of you
Gretchen
begin
likes
to
to
have
bang.
a conversation with this local farmer, Gathar, Defiant, and Ergo are making a kind of makeshift campsite among
Makeshift.
the
Professional grade, man. Professional grade campsite.
Bonfire, baby.
I
Why
got
do I
Well, we
feel
haven't lit
Virgo-
anything on fire yet.
I got
Why
lost.
do I
Dude, I
feel like
started a
Virgo
fire
was
with
in
two
the
rocks.
military?
Dude, I have done
Was
this
like
my
in
entire
depth-
life.
Was like in a death squad, slaughtered like entire villages, right? And then when he got out of the military, just decided to smoke weed to take the edge off.
You're just
He spent his
Finding
entire
fire.
life eradicating the
Camped out
evil
on so
canary
many
folk.
beaches.
Yeah.
God.
we've not lit anything on fire. Haven't lit anything on
Nah,
fire.
fire safety. God, you gotta remember them, dude.
While they were
So,
off getting
yeah.
firewood and stuff like that, Gatharn basically made a good lean-to.
Okay.
Oh, he's remembering the practice. I remember in my survival handbook when I was in the 2nd grade, bro. You find shelter first, water, and then you get firewood. And then if you get bit by a snake, fuck.
Nah, man, you gotta respect
that's what it
snake
says in the book.
territory. Their defense is features.
So As Defiant and Ergo come back, Gatharn has built kind of like a lean-to structure, but to his size, so that he
Did
can
he
fit
use his
underneath.
his kilt?
No, I used the freaking branches and stuff like that that are lying around.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
the three of you watch as walking out of some wild blueberry bushes. You watch as this small child carrying a big basket filled with blueberry. He comes walking out and stops and sees the three of you.
That's protein.
And then
Well, there's the kitty too.
starts
What's
walking.
up, my little man?
Hi.
Hi.
Wow.
Kill it.
Well, you're not there.
Kill it now.
You're not there. Are those
Looks at over at Gatharn underneath the lean-to, looks at Defiant and Ergo and the big cat that's right there. You guys are really different looking.
Yeah, man.
does-
There's
wait,
a
what
lot
does
of
he look
different
like?
looking people out
Wait,
there.
I mean, he's like a 10 or 11-year-old kid.
Human?
He's very lean, almost to the point of probably not quite getting enough to eat.
Human?
Human as far as you could tell. Wearing kind of not completely tattered, but very kind of rough, worn, kind of like basic clothing. You know, a vest with a cotton tunic shirt underneath, linen pants, all kind of dirty, and you can see thorns that have kind of like torn into his linens, and he's just holding this big basket filled with wild blueberries.
Are those blueberries? Are they good?
Oh yeah. My dad sent me out to collect today. They good harvest this year. What are you?
Well, my name is DJ. It's nice to meet you.
Hi. I've never
Hi.
talked to a cat before. It's weird.
Yeah. Not a lot of them talk. That one over there doesn't. But,
Bro, you should talk to fish. Those guys are funny as fuck.
That's Ergo.
That's
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to eat birds?
I eat some, but not that one. He's
Oh.
a friend.
Oh, so you don't eat your friends, you just eat birds that aren't your friend.
Yes, you really shouldn't eat your friends.
Okay.
Food chain, man. Food chain. You gotta respect it.
Who's your tiny friend over there?
He
He looks really upset, or does he always look like that?
He always looks like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why I
Gatharn's
can see
making
his,
snares.
Is there a reason why I could see his penis when he bends over?
It's just because he doesn't like wearing underwear.
Oh, he's wearing a skirt. So I just, for his size, his balls are really big.
Bro, you gotta respect
Yeah,
it. You can't look.
That does happen.
You don't look, man.
He tries to look away, but like every time
Yeah.
Gatharn, like leads over to
That's
do a
growing up.
snare, like his junk just flops out because his kilt's not quite, it's a little askew from the climb down, and he's like,
Gatharn,
So-
close your legs.
No!
"So, where you guys come from? Where you from?"
Up the cliff?
We're still trying to figure that out, my little dude.
Oh,
Ergo, we need more firewood.
Bro, look at the stack, and you look over, and there's log sets around the fireplace. Like this is a full on. Like there's a stack of fire, and I'm like, bro,
I know.
there's like
all
a
of it,
half
man.
cord of wood neatly interwoven and locked, as if you're at like
I started
cabin.
making a chair. I'm working on
Okay,
a chair.
so Ergo, now we need the lean-to. Just like Gatharn's got, we need another one of those.
Why are you always trying to send me away, bro?
I'm not trying to send you away. We have to share the work equally.
I just made a friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him pick, or he's gonna help me pick blueberries, and then we're gonna have blueberries to eat later.
Gatharn looks at the kid. Are there rabbits?
Sure, there's conies around here somewhere.
And then he goes
They're-
into the woods with his
Oh.
snares.
Okay.
He's working on dinner, my friend.
Yeah, I really should have told him he shouldn't be out there at night. It's not good being out here at night. It's gonna be
What
dark.
happens at
pretty soon.
at night?
Oh, they feed.
They?
Yeah, the vampires. They feed at night mostly, so you got to be indoors.
Vampires.
Yeah.
Well, I look at the bonfire. Dang it.
Do you guys not have a place to stay? Are you?
No, we don't have a place to
It's
stay.
too late for you to get into town. Why don't you guys come with me? And he just starts heading towards the farm.
Heck yeah, my little dude.
Gatharn.
He's gone. He's plunged into the forest.
Shit. I'm gonna pull out a piece of paper and write a quick note, jot. We went this way, and I make an arrow. And I stick it to.
He's a very intelligent barbarian, so you can leave him a very insightful note if you want to.
Yeah,
Went
I am.
to town.
Because I'm leaving it for Rolf and Gretchen too.
Fair. Although you're
Hopefully.
leaving it for. Guys, change your name.
No, I did.
All right, so you and Ergo start following the kid towards the farmhouse, and he's chattering the whole time about why you need to be indoors at night, and the routine of putting garlic oil around the windows and doors. You set out a goat for slaughter to hopefully keep them away.
Every night?
So yeah, we keep a large herd of goats, so there's always, that's why we kind of do better than the townsfolk. They kind of rely on us.
You should probably leave a note for the griffins not to eat the goats.
I'm hoping the griffins don't get eaten by vampires.
Nah. Griffins are scary.
Okay, well, if griffins are not on their diet, then maybe you won't be on their diet because you're full of feathers too.
I'm immune to vampires?
I don't know.
No,
but we'll
no,
see.
I don't know what that word means, but I'm pretty sure if you're out and about with the vampires out, they'll try to eat you. It's a shame about
Probably.
your friend. They'll definitely eat him. He's
Nah,
very small
it'll
and
be
easy
fine.
to
I
eat.
can go and get him.
I wouldn't go out
I'm
there.
I'm trying to leave tracks.
You're like, boom,
Stop
being
I'm
as
trying to
evil
leave
as you
tracks.
can.
Gatharn can follow them.
So, Rolf and
Did you
Gretchen,
now on your note? Did you just went to the farmhouse with the boy?
No, I wrote about vampires too. And
No,
said,
you didn't know about vampires yet.
Yeah, I did. That's why we're going.
I'm trying to screw him over.
So after Gatharn sets up the snares and everything and makes his way back to camp and sees it now empty,
yeah,
finds the note. What do I know
Fire
about
safely
vampires?
put out.
I mean,
We didn't start the fire.
I mean, give me a history check as a general background to what you know about vampires.
The world was turning, we didn't start the fire.
We should have a decent amount of knowledge since Medi and our goblin vampire friend
Yeah.
was sharing a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, so hit 16 for history.
So based on what you remember, Medi and your
Rizzo,
former
Captain.
Paramore.
your former goblin captain who was hung when you guys fled Nicodranus. I think it started with an R. I don't have my
Raleen.
Raleen.
It was
Captain
Raleen.
Raleen. If she's describing contemporary vampirism or vampires, the common lore is known to you, and that common lore has become a little bit more anchored in the fact that you traveled amongst a version of vampires that were not light sensitive and were aware of their own understanding of what they were as vampires. But once again, this whole place seems so awkwardly out of the ordinary anyways. It's this protected area surrounded by this illusionary bubble of magic that seems to allow only a certain type of magic to work. And now Defiance left you a note describing that there are vampires in this place.
Not safe to be outside. Went to the farm with the boy.
Like their standard weaknesses, like garlic and all that.
The traditional things related to either radiant effects, divine effects, anything protection of good versus evil, any silver utilized to defeat them, the traditional understanding of destroying the heart is really the only way to kill a vampire or to cause radiant damage. It's unable to heal itself through radiant damage. So a lot of the traditional norms would be known.
Running water?
You
Yeah.
mean holy water?
No, like running water. Like if you have them under a river, they get paralyzed.
Their
No,
weakness
running
is
water. Vampires cannot cross.
they can't cross moving water.
So what about the old one where like if you throw like a bunch of grains of rice, they have a compulsion to count?
Drop a box of matchsticks.
I remember
They
that.
have OCD.
That's why
No.
Sesame Street, the Count is
Yeah.
a vampire.
I
because
remember that.
That's like
He's
an old
obsessed with
myth.
counting.
Yeah.
I mean, the
He has
biggest
OCD.
challenge with
I thought there was just a
vampirism,
joke on count.
the biggest
too.
the biggest challenge with vampirism is that vampires that are spawned can keep some of their own personality, but usually they take on some of the personality of the vampire that spawned them. Sometimes if they're spawned and allowed to interact with mortal folk when they haven't been properly kind of taught how to do that, they can go insane. And there's even been kind of circumstances of very ancient vampires going insane, what they call the insanity of the immortal. Because vampires aren't truly immortal, they just age very slowly. So when they're spawned young, they could live for almost well into thousands of years. But it's said that that burden of that curse sometimes causes them to go mad. And that would have
Well, the
been
holy
some,
thing is gonna
that
be
would
a
have been
problem.
some information that you got from Medi during your time of talking to her about Raleen and the uniqueness of some vampire bloodlines versus others. But I would also say you do remember Medi talking about how all vampires believe they come from a single source. And the single source that Medi always used to talk about was Strahd.
The All-Father.
This ancient kind of like embodiment of the source of all vampirism.
I'm reading Jilly Bowl and I keep thinking Jilly Bowel.
Just now seeing that somebody changed her name.
Sorry, I've been writing down the notes. Fucking Vince. Fucking
So,
Is there any wild garlic around?
not as you've seen so far. Your passive perception
I'm-
didn't pick up any.
I'm actively looking for it.
Okay,
now.
give me a survival check then, as you begin to look around for wild garlic.
Let's see, 17 plus 5?
22.
23? 2? Yeah, 22.
This wild environment, it should be everywhere underneath the edges of the forest line. It is nowhere to be found.
All right, I'm gathering some decent size pieces of lumber that from the firewood that was gathered.
Hold on, let me reset my camera. My OBS is spiking. Give me 1 second. Hopefully it's not going to force me to reboot. That's not what I meant to click. Go away. Go away. I don't want Skype.
We can hear you, we just cannot see you.
Yeah, it's a thing. I had originally rebooted my OBS thinking that that would solve my problem, and it looks like it might have worked. Give me 1 sec. Yes, it worked. It worked fine this time. So, no sign of wild garlic anywhere. What do you want to do?
I'm gathering decent sized lumber to make
Okay.
stakes as I walk towards the farmhouse.
Okay. Gretchen and Rolf, you've been talking with the farmer for a little while now. He seems to have settled on the fact that you're looking to get hired on his farm.
Look, we've got like 3 other people too that are probably looking for jobs, but you know, are you looking for that many hands? Like 5 of us?
Sure. I mean, do you want to go get them, or what are your
Well, they'll come in our own time. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
just they sent us out because we're the 2 normal looking ones, and they're kind of funky. I don't know if you.
What do you mean, normal looking ones? Have they?
No, you know what I mean. Like I don't have a racist bone in my body, right? But they're you know what I mean, fella.
No, I do not know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
Just looking over at Rolf.
Gretchen, don't look at me like this. We've had this discussion, man. I mean, Jesus, my wife, she's half orc. All right, yeah, you're right. Look, I apologize.
I'm sorry. What is an orc? I've never heard of this name before.
You see what I'm talking about?
So there are many
Gretchen,
different
she's the bride,
kinds.
anyway.
Many different kinds of different species of humanoids where we're from.
Oh,
Some
that's
have
very
an appearance of more of the
It's
feline
kind of like a
nature.
sheep, a goat.
Some more look
A
like
cow.
that appearance of a large bird humanoid.
fascinating.
We come in many
it-
shapes and sizes.
My son is coming with someone, and the 2 of you look as he's staring past you. You can see this small 10-year-old boy carrying a basket, walking in between Ergo and Defiant, and kind of like you can hear his voice on the breeze of the air. And yeah, and sometimes when they come at night, there's been entire farms where everyone's been eaten. And he's getting closer. What am I? That is a
you guys
very large
practice
bird.
like ritual cannibalism here, or
Oh, my son. Oh, sorry. You're clearly not from here. At night, we must stay indoors. My apologies. We do have the occasional vampire attack. The boy walks by with
I'm
the
sorry.
five and Ergo.
No, I think you just kind of breeze past that last part. You just run it back. Just take the tape and just rewind and give it a breakdown.
So unfortunately, our town has been plagued with vampire attacks for a very long time. Quite a generational problem. Although I must admit, since the arrival of a very strange person some month or so ago, the attacks seem to have diminished.
A wee person or like a very tall person?
It was very hard to tell, to be honest with you. She kind of looked like a he-she, maybe?
Yeah, they don't like that term, bud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was... She had the face of a man.
Yes.
But behaved very much as if she was kind of like a woman.
We call that a sphinx.
I don't know what a sphinx is. You keep using these strange words as if I know them.
It's just a more appropriate term. Like if you don't want to get canceled by the man, you use
canceled?
sphinx.
I don't... This is all very strange.
Sounds like Gatharn's parent.
Yeah, no. Not
What's
Cathar,
Cathar?
you mean Gordy. Gordy.
Just as he says, what's a Catharn? After TJ and Ergo roll in, and the boy just looks even more confused now, seeing Rolf and Gretchen in this bizarre conversation. There's Catharn coming across the farm field, carrying like a huge bundle of like solid-looking bundles of wood over his shoulder. That he's kind of strapped it across his shoulder and chest. And meanwhile, he's like whittling one of the dowels of wood into like a
Lauren,
sharp pointed.
You brought wood, but not bunnies.
Oh man, vampires, stakes. I like it, man. You're on the right track.
I do not. Are you a child? You're very small, like one. I've never experienced people. And you are a very big cat, and you are a tremendously large bird.
Down to meet you, my friend.
Who speaks the strangest dialect of the common tongue?
Gift is bigger than I am.
Yeah, you're.
Wait, the cat is bigger than you?
Yeah, she's a large beast.
Could you? Why is your cat staring at my cows? Could you make sure that it does not?
I thought they were goats.
I do. I have goats. I have cows. I've got. This is a fucking farm. It's got lots of animals on it, and you just brought a big old tiger on the farm.
She won't eat them unless we say she can.
Could you perhaps direct her to the barn over there where there's
Guys, let's huddle up real quick. Well,
nice.
One second.
Oh, very well. Okay. Son, let's go offload those blueberries, and we've got to go feed the chickens anyways. Come on, let's go. Let them have some time. And the man kind of guides his son. At the moment the door opens, you can see like this kind of very heavy-set human female kind of looking out, and he quickly runs over to. Don't ask. Just go inside for now. We'll deal with this in a bit.
We
might be.
I'll turn to Omni
might
like,
be
I
freaking
like
them out.
shapely like that. Just more to hug in the wintertime.
Vash? What the hell?
Whoa. I don't know who that is. My name is Rolf.
Rolf? What the hell? She's married, obviously.
You don't know what they dabble in. It could be like a cuckold situation, or they're looking for an extra set of hands and be a
So
throuple.
Rolf thought it was going to be a good idea to immediately make up names for both of us.
Wonderful.
And I don't know why he's doing this voice. He's probably going to end up ruining his vocal cords
Oh,
by
yeah,
the end of the night.
Probably gonna have to drink tea after.
Do you need this sounds like some really bad smoker's voice or something like that. What the hell?
I use minor illusion. I start lighting up a pipe.
Anyways, the farmer asked if we were looking for work to help on the farm, and then he started telling us about the vampire situation.
Yeah,
So I take
man
it
was telling me all
seeing-
about it.
It was kind of late.
seeing Gordy's collection of wood there, and that he's whittling. You already know of the vampires.
Well, the little boy told me about the vampires, which is why we came and abandoned camp.
Did you give them a code name to go by?
No,
No.
I told him I was Defiant Jewel, and that was
Technically,
Cthon,
you
and
told
that
him you
was
were
Ergo.
DJ.
I'm sorry, DJ. I said I was DJ, and
Okay,
that's
I can
Cthon,
work
and
with this.
that's
DJ
Ergo.
Daphne Jambalaya. Look at me, Gretchen. Look at me while you laugh.
Why do you have to make it more complicated? Why does it have to be more complicated?
And I don't like jambalaya as the last name. I don't even like eating jambalaya.
Whoa! Go find a shovel, dig a pit, and jump inside.
So time-wise, it gets dark really quickly here, so we should probably end up
Another hour's gone by. You hear the
figuring out
bells,
what we're doing.
and
Yeah,
it's
we
now
should,
getting
we should
dark.
probably get inside the house.
Or in the barn. Do we want to be in the house? They won't let my cat in the house.
You can sleep with your cat, but I'm going in the barn because the house because it seems safer.
Yeah, no, I was down for the barn, my man. There's hay in there.
Okay.
The house is
We
a
may
little
have freaked him out.
presumptuous.
We may have freaked him out, and he may not let us in the house.
I go and knock on the door.
Door opens. Yes. Are you?
Yeah, we're interested in the job. Obviously, there's not much else to do around here. What's the sleeping quarters like for farmhands?
You will take residence up inside the barn over there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And,
Told ya.
Oh,
yes,
don't worry. The my wife has already done the ceremonial accompaniments of both the barn, the house, and a couple of the other structures. In case we're ever caught outside, they are already designed to protect us from attack. But like I said, it's been, weeks since the last attack.
Well, then you would imagine that you're next up on the list almost, right? It's been so long.
No, my neighbors, as well as others that have come from town to buy and procure goods from us, have said that there have been no vampire attacks in well over a month now.
Okay, so
When you say attacked, do you mean like someone actually died, or like they didn't show up?
Like you would go and find their ensanguinated bodies in their beds.
So they do find the bodies.
This is my friend right here. We call him Erdonia, and I raised him when he was a chick. He was just an egg, a big old egg actually, and I kept him warm with my own body heat. Sat on top of him, warmed him up real good.
I was wondering if you could stop talking. Your voice makes my ears hurt.
Yeah, I get that a lot. We'll just go to the barn then. Work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
As the sun shines.
Yeah.
About how long until dark?
Oh, I would say another hour or so. It'll be dark.
Daphne Jambalaya, how many times I had to tell you not to be interrupting me when I'm having a conversation?
I just followed you over to the door.
That's true.
I'm gonna go take
independent.
I'm gonna go take gift hunting. I'll be back.
This person that has helped slow down the attacks or stop the attacks for a time being.
Oh, I don't know if they did or not. I'm just saying that's the only point of reference that we have.
Where might they be?
Oh, I believe that they are staying at the castle with our baron, of course.
And would there be a way to see them?
Oh, that's very rare to see the baron. I mean, you could always try, but normally you'd want to get audience with his caretaker. It goes by the name of that would be the wrong list. Goes by the name of Rudolph van Richten.
How do you spell that?
Rudolph van Richten is his name.
Rudolph.
Rudolph van Richten.
Had a very shiny nose.
Do you have any tea around? Is there going to be a kettle in the barn?
There is a small fireplace in the barn that has some basics that you might need. The back of the barn is mostly for when we hire people on hired hand to do what they do, and it's been a while since we've hired anyone. There's been plenty of work in town, so we have not been getting lots of stragglers out or strangers out here to seek work.
Yeah.
So
one last
I'm
question.
hunting.
Where is here?
What is here?
What's this? What is this city, town, place?
Oh, it was hardly a city. Well, have you? Well, you're in Bonrovia, of course.
Monrovia or Bonrovia?
Bonrovia. Bonrovia.
John Bonrovia. I know that guy. Good guy. Where's a free meal kitchen?
Do we know of Bonrovia's existence in the material plane and what had happened to it?
Give me a history check to see how much you do know.
It's a 2.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Well, you're just overwhelmed with a bunch of.
I would say
knowledge.
that the most you know is that it's a town that exists, but you're having a hard time understanding why it's out here. Or what the connection is. It's just, it's a town that's familiar to you. Like, you should know a little bit more about it, but it just slips your mind currently.
So in Omni's opinion, going through that barrier just transported us to the town of Bonrovia and doesn't know of Bonrovia's displacement from the material plane.
Correct.
Cool.
All All right, it looks like it's about time we get into the barn, huh, Gretch?
Oh, yes. Let's
Right,
go ahead
that's
and
me.
turn on in. And
Appreciate the digs, man.
what was your name, sir?
My name is Steinbeck.
All right, love you, Steinberg. See you tomorrow.
I do not love you.
That's
For
okay.
some reason, I don't know if I want to. Anyway, sleep well, and shuts the door.
What a kind man.
The shutters shut.
Really just opened up his barn to us. I mean, we could have been serial killers. We could just set that.
Gatharn is looking for religious symbols.
Give me a perception check as you begin to look around.
I'm just going into the bar,
The bar?
the barn.
17.
I've made
Ergo
the
thinks it's
determination
just
to
a
drop
bar.
the N.
You're staying in a bar? Oh, hell yeah, man.
There
Cake
is
stands.
no sign of any kind of religious symbolism at all. No crosses, no inverted horseshoes, no sign of anything that would give anyone the notion that they understand the idea of religious symbolism or even legend or urban myth. As you guys enter the barn, there are stalls filled with animals. There's a back portion of the barn that is cleared away where crates kind of create an ad hoc kind of barrier between the rest of the structure. And there's a corner fireplace that's kind of almost like an iron stove with a pipe running up and out through the roof of the barn. There's firewood. There's other kind of like basic necessities to stoke and maintain a fire. You can see a wooden crate filled with random plates and pots and other things that could be used as cooking utensils. There's a flat cast iron surface on the potbelly stove. There's ad hoc hay stuffed mattresses and pillows just in burlap sacks kind of stacked up against the wall, like stacked furniture over off to the side, almost like there used to be activity here, but since there hasn't been for a while, everything's just been kind of cleaned up and put away.
I put a kettle on. Get out 5 cups.
Is there just like a pile of hay?
There's lots of hay and alfalfa
Yeah,
everywhere.
I'm going to make myself a little nest. Bundle up.
Omni's gonna climb up on top of the barn and keep watch. Wait for DJ to get back with gift and some food.
Okay. So you spend an hour before nighttime, DJ, before you and give me survival with advantage as you spend the last hour of light trying to hunt.
Which dice? These dice. Okay.
Which dice?
Is there a cooking pot?
22? 22.
Yep. 22. During that hour, you and Gift managed to bring down a small deer.
Okay.
And you haul that back to the barn.
Set it up.
Yeah, with gift, I can bring the whole deer back. I take out the offal and she eats it, and guts.
Yep.
That way we don't have to carry that weight.
That's fair.
But she's still
she's kind of slurping on the organs on the way back.
Yeah.
Kind of almost like eating it like a long piece of spaghetti strand as it's on her back, and she's just
no.
But eventually you make it back to the barn.
Yeah.
Cathar, what were you saying before?
Can I set up the cooking pot?
Okay. The kettle is done and tea is being poured out by Rolf.
All the silver that are in my money bags into the pot.
Okay.
Is that a family recipe, Gatharn?
Seeing what Gatharn is doing, Omni has 691 silver.
Okay.
And is gonna.
All my money is in a bag that doesn't work anymore.
Just need an adventures pack, man.
They keep it
I'm
on
just gonna
All my gold and platinum are in the haversack that doesn't work anymore. But the spending coin, copper and silver.
I have
Yeah.
no money.
I'm gonna put a couple hundred into the pot as well. Essentially fill it up, and
This is all fine and dandy, friends.
I'm thinking getting
but,
a
that's
mold.
our only cooking pot. That's not
Yeah.
covered in.
Yeah, that's fine. We can eat steak. We can eat deer steak.
I had like 320 silver pieces that are currently being melted down.
I mean, but
All right, I'll match that
ruin
then.
the nice man's pot and pan.
He's not
We can
ruining
make a new
it.
one.
He's just
I
lining it with
would
silver.
say as you guys
buy a
begin
new one.
to dump all these
He's
silver
making it
coins
more
into the
expensive.
pan,
It's just a
the
decorum.
fire's not nearly hot enough to melt this. I mean, it would take a bellows and the resources of a small blacksmith kind of to be able to
Well,
do this.
There's a lot of hay and wood.
Yeah, but it's not
And
about.
we got this dude that is full of hot air.
Ergo can flap the wings to like get it really hot.
Ergo's over there
That's not
preening
bad.
in his nest.
I'm lounged on it, just on a pile of hay.
All I'm saying is, if we, oh yeah, okay, I'm full of hot air. Then I'm just saying, the man invited us into his home, onto his land, into his property, and we're out here damaging it.
Somebody's gonna find some mud and like clay to make an impression of the arrowheads that he has. That way we can try and use that as a mold. So that
Okay.
when we are able to melt down the silver, that we can start making arrowheads out of.
Okay. That'll take some time. But yeah, you could spend your early evening kind of doing that. Give me a intelligence check for starters.
Okay. 18.
18. Give me either sleight of hand or performance with advantage.
Performance.
Okay.
Performance. Well, one was a 2, and the other's a 16 plus performance 5, 21.
21. You spend the next hour or so making a half a dozen molds with the bit of material that you're able to find. Ergo is lounging in his nest.
We get back an hour and a half later or so. Hour.
Oh, you've been
Hour and a
back.
Oh, I'm back. Okay, we're
Yeah.
working on
'Cause,
roasting. the meat.
Omni, I almost called him Gretchen. Omni came in once he saw you come back with the deer.
Okay.
And
And
right now, for
we're-
some reason, Gatharn is trying to boil or cook silver pieces. But they're not melting. They're just getting very hot.
Okay.
We have pistols too, by the way, guys, so we can make silver bullets.
Yeah, but we don't have impression-y things to make bullets with, and that fire's never going
What
to
was
get
that
hot
word you
enough to
said?
make silver bullets.
Would you
What?
say
A what? What do you have?
Impression-y things?
pistols?
Pistols?
What's a pistol?
Have you not seen a pistol before?
You don't pee on it.
Well, one would assume.
Omni pulls out 2 sidearms
They're
from
like-
behind their back.
2 black powder pistols. These 2 very kind of simple looking, but well manufactured black powder handguns.
I don't see what the fuss is about. It's a tube of metal on wood.
It shoots a projectile.
Fascinating.
A little
So,
Oh
Ball.
no!
yeah, so we could
He's
use
gonna
less
go gun
silver,
crazy.
less silver because the little balls
I've
are like
discovered
that
it.
big,
Shotguns.
as opposed to a whole arrowhead.
I'm gonna go out there
Arrowheads are
and get
easier
somebody
to recover,
married.
though.
Mhm.
A shotgun wedding.
This seems.
Arrowheads are easier to recover, and then we could reuse them.
Right.
In theory, this should work.
And Omni has, I mean, if a single silver coin was melted down into a single bullet, then Omni would be able to do like 690 something bullets. So
If we can get the fire hot enough to actually melt
Right.
the silver, because it's not
Well,
looking like it's
there's
doing it.
a town, so
I'm-
there's going to be a blacksmith.
That's true. Okay,
Have you
so
tried
I'm
sticking
making.
the pot directly inside the stove instead of on the
Mine
griddle?
was putting it directly on the fire.
Ah,
The fire's inside the pot belly.
Mhm.
So you
Okay,
can open up the
so-
shutter you can open up the small kind of opening into the pot belly, which if you were to place a small amount of silver in a small kind of, it wouldn't be quite as effective as a crucible would be, but you could put it into a small like cast iron cup that you find in the box, put it directly into the flame, close the grate, and simply sit there and fan air into the pot belly. It might actually get hot enough.
That's basically what Gatarn was trying to do. That
Okay.
when
We'll say it took you a while to kind of put all the pieces together because you have to rummage through everything. But give me investigation because it is a barn with a lot of equipment in it as well.
I'll help.
Okay. You have advantage.
All right.
All right, so how do I roast the meat
As I
if
see
it's not an open
Gathorn
fire?
starting to search, I go, "Your mother's full of hot air," and cutting words whatever he gets.
Too bad it doesn't work.
God damn it! I say it anyway.
Emotional damage.
15.
Emotional damage. You actually find a couple pairs of tongs that would be used to remove hobnails out of a horse's hoof. And you even find a small bellows, like a hand bellow that was probably being used to start fires that might be more effective than just simply fanning the flame. So you find the majority of the basics that you need. Unfortunately, the small cast iron vessel that you find will only accept about 30 silver coins at a time and make about 16 ounces of liquid silver every hour.
It's
Okay.
going to be hot in
So
here.
we can get that. That'd be like what? 5 arrowheads?
Before taking a long rest? No, I'd say 16 ounces of silver would be...
Probably an ounce an arrowhead, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's there's going to be some waste. So we'll say each cast iron cup full of silver will produce about 9 silver arrowheads in the molds over time. So we'll say before you guys settle in for your long rest, you'll have made about 30 silver arrowheads by then.
Okay.
And since
And
you
for
rolled
that
pretty
last
good on the
batch?
molds, they come out pretty decently. They require a little bit of filing and cleanup and put some edge to the piercing kind of razor sides of where the arrowheads would be. And just that moment, you notice it's dark outside.
I let Gift eat some of the deer.
Okay.
Should we set up a watch schedule in case?
Sure.
I'll take first watch.
Of course you will.
What does that mean?
She double knots all of her clothing.
I got second.
I'll take first watch with Rolf.
Okay.
Lanarath.
Omni, you're taking second watch.
And I'm
I'll
just
take.
gonna.
Oh, we can't have Ergo take a watch on his own. He
Ergo
can't.
has been asleep for the last 30 minutes.
Yep. I'm gonna.
Well,
That checks out. It definitely checks out.
Gift and I'll
And
take
he
third watch.
inadvertently left a rolled up a joint of spice, like kind of on his bird's nest.
Usually I pack it up before I pass out. That's on me.
Bit of
Almi's just
smolder.
gonna work
and-
on the arrowheads throughout the watch and start affixing them, swapping out the heads that are currently on the arrows.
I'm
So-
gonna make an attempt to dip some of those steaks into the silver, the molten
Okay.
silver.
I thought you meant the elk steaks, and I'm like,
It makes them tastier. I like them crunchy.
I start eating so silver oxide to make my blood poisonous to vampires.
You've heard of
Right.
honey glazed
Yeah.
ham. Well, this is silver glazed deer.
Dip my fist
Like
in the
another-
silver. Here you go.
In
Silver
like another day or
glazed
two,
venison.
Gatharn's gonna be blue from like the silver oxide he's been ingesting.
Okay, wait. If you're normally turn blue if you're pink, what happens if you would turn blue to green? I think you would be
Green to
I'm
blue.
blue
Turquoise.
green.
blue green, turquoise. You would be turquoise. You turn turquoise.
You look like a Navi.
He looks like, yeah.
Gatharn sharing the shift with Lanarath, but he's just not talking to him.
So who's staying up with? So Rolf and Gatharn, or Vash and Gatharn have first watch. Omni has second watch. Who's taking third watch?
Gift and I.
Okay. So Vash and Gatharn on your first watch, as Omni finishes making some more silver arrowheads, and Gatharn, during your watch, you're now attempting to dip the wooden stakes into whatever remnants of silver you can make as you keep the fire stoked. The two of you give me perception checks.
Is the wood gonna not burn up and like smolder?
Oh, it smolders because of the heat of the metal, but it kind of works and it kind of doesn't work.
26.
Okay. Gatharn?
8.
8. You're very much distracted with the failure of your silver covered stakes. And you keep trying to figure out why they turn into molds as opposed to adhere to the wood. And that's when you begin to kind of like play with some nearby wire that you found in the barn. And you're trying to see if that'll solve the problem of getting it to work.
No, that's good. That's
Well,
not-
I
You try to
could-
soak the steaks like, a kebab. When you would grill some kebabs up, you want to soak the skewers up a little bit. Make sure it absorbs a lot of water. You're looking at me like I'm an idiot. I'm just posing a question. No, you're just not a very nonverbal
Well,
person.
no.
right?
So it created it. So basically, after I took the stakes out,
Yeah.
the silver falls off, right?
Yeah, like it creates a mold effect.
So I'm gonna take that mold and affix it
Oh.
to a stake that hasn't been smoldered,
Okay.
and I'm going to stake it into the stake.
Into the steak.
Like
So
nail it
basically,
into it?
since the silver is basically kind of already soft,
Right.
I'm going to basically pop it in there, and then with like not a chisel but like a nail or something like that, hammer it so it basically clamps onto the stake head.
So you take some hobnails to do that. So give me a sleight of hand check as you try to manage that.
You're making quite a racket for these people that are trying to.
18.
18. It works pretty well during your watch. You
Yeah, but-
managed to make 6 stakes, but the volume of silver is decreasing. We'll say that during the evening of making the arrowheads and the stakes and creating cast-offs and everything, we'll say you've gone through about half of your available silver.
So we have 320 silver left because Omni said he matched it. So
Okay. And for you
Now,
and Vash,
are we technically in the Shadowfell now then?
don't know.
Do you know where Bonrovia is?
You're asleep.
Okay, I was asking out of character.
I don't know. Do I know where Barovia is?
You have an extensive Fey background. You can give me history with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, Monrovia. It's right off the 710.
I've been all over, man. I just really didn't take the history in. It was more of the scenery.
History 18.
18. There's a lot of myth and legend around the community of Bonrovia. It was once a traditional community that existed in the material plane, but it's said that the father of all vampires had solved the problem of planearal shift, and it's said that he had found a relic that allowed him to abscond with the entire valley and community of Bunrovia. It's been said that he was able to shift it into the Shadowfell. And that's the last known location that Strahd had fled with this community of people that he spent many generations like horrifying and feeding off of. Because his favorite thing to do historically has been to play with his food. He's always found that very entertaining. This whole environment feels familiar in that way, but you don't feel like you're in the Shadowfell. That part doesn't make sense. The fact that only illusionary magic works makes you think that this place is linked to some magical plane of existence, but it's hard to know for sure which. Whether and on the hour, every hour, 5 minutes of bells can be heard off in the town. There's always a brief microsecond of a flash of light in the sky. So through your and Vash's first watch, you begin to realize that you're still on that obsidian rockscape. Whatever's going on between the collision of the two barriers is continuing. And somehow this is all in the middle of it.
All right, and then with the remnants of the silver, not the silver coins, but the remnants of the silver, I'm gonna gather it up, whatever's like basically dust particulate, and put it into a pouch.
Okay. And with that, you're in Ralph Vash's watch comes to an end, causing you to eventually stir Omni from his sleep. As the two of you drift off.
Disturbs me from my slumber.
Omni, you're currently on watch. Gatharn has made a pretty healthy amount of silver-covered steaks, and he's managed to kind of partition and organize the remains of the silver coin, as well as kind of clean up the general area and recovered a good amount of fine silver dust from the making and hammering and fastening that you two have been working on. And he kind of fills you in on all that before he finally just pulls his kilt up over his shoulders and just drifts off to sleep.
Why? Cover the lower half.
Well, I'm going to keep at it and take some of the bullets, the ball-bearing style bullets of shot that I have, and make molds, same type of thing, clay wood molds of them, and start tending to the fire, keep stoking it, keep bellowing it, and melt down some more of the silver and start making shot.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a intelligence check as you shift to making different kinds of molds and using the resources for different purpose.
19.
Okay.
Minus one.
No. Plus 0.
You do a pretty good job, actually, of assembling the molds in equal fashion of the previous ones. You managed to assemble about a half dozen molds, but each mold will allow you to make 4 bullets.
Cool.
Let's say you spend most of your watch doing that. So since you are distracted, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. 8.
8. You work, you make bullets, you spend your 3 hours just keeping an eye and ear out. Just the kind of normal night sounds that you would get used to if you were in a physical place of existence. Every hour, the bells, the flash of light. Nothing untoward happens during your watch. You're kind of tired from making shot and working on what you worked on, and eventually rouse DJ from her slumber, and she'll take the final watch.
So in the 3 hours of how many bullets would I have made?
I'd say you made about 100.
Cool.
100 rounds. You now have about a quarter of the silver now left.
And then same type of thing as I saw that he collected the remnants of all of the fine little bits that flaked off. Keep those, crush them up into a finer powder, and bag them as well.
Okay. And I'll say between you and Gatharn, each of you have made about a dozen of those small pouches.
Awesome. I wake up.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you begin to do the final watch.
Which dice? Which dice? Ooh. Natty 20. 26.
Okay. About an hour into your watch, there's a knock at the barn door.
The fuck?
Is that
Hello? I was wondering if I could deliver a message, please.
does that wake us?
What's the message?
Well, I prefer to see the person I was giving this message to, please. It is very important. I was
Okay.
told that this person would be here to receive this message.
Who are you looking for?
It is a strange thing to say. He is a small fella his name is Gatharn. I have a message from his parent.
And who are you?
My name is Von Reichenberg. I am a friend of Gatharn's parent.
Are you a vampire?
That is very racist of you.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you are saying that because of my thick accent.
No, I'm saying it because I was told people don't go out after dark because there
This
are
is
vampires
true.
out there.
This is true. I am a creature of the night, but I can assure you, I have already fed and I am not hungry. I am merely here to do my boss's bidding.
Oh shit, there's a vampire out there. I'm gonna wake everyone up.
You act like it's a cop. You have to tell us if you're a vampire. If you're a vampire, you have to tell us when we
by
ask
law,
you.
legally, you have to tell me.
I'm gonna nudge Gatharn.
Why? Why do I do this to myself?
What? What did you do to you? Okay, I'm nudging Gatharn. Awake.
Do I wake up?
I leave that up to you. You're a pretty deep sleeper.
Mm-hmm. Nudging's not going to work.
I kick you.
That might work. Where do you kick me?
Your feet, because I don't want to get too close. You get up with knives.
I mean, safe.
Yeah. Because, Gatharn startled awake. First thing he does is he grabs freaking one of the stakes.
Hello, I've been out here for some time. It'll be sunrise soon, and I would rather not be here when that happens.
Okay, one second. Darn.
I'm up. What?
There's a guy here that's got a message from you for your parent
It'd be from Shore.
from Shore.
Shore's the one that went missing, right?
No.
Galen
Okay,
is?
from the other one.
Galen's the one that went missing.
Yeah, Galen.
Galen
would
is the
be-
one that is currently female.
Correct.
Yes.
From your father, mother, from your mother, father. I don't know, from the one that we're looking for.
What? Huh?
There's a dude
Where are they at?
outside. Well, they're outside. I haven't opened the door because he's probably a vampire.
Are you waking everybody up at this point?
Well, unless I only woke up Gatharn so far.
I go to the door.
Wait, don't open it. Can they come in?
Oh. It's not an
Is opening up the
invitation.
door an invitation? Okay, well, stand back far enough that he can't grab you.
I
We're
creak the
still
door
asleep.
open. I've got a handful of silver dust
I'm waking everybody.
What's the message?
We're gonna open the door. Be ready for when they
Mommy.
attack.
I'm waking up
I'm glad
Omni at
someone
least.
got prepared.
Okay, let's say you wake up Omni. Vash and Ergo are still asleep.
What?
That's about right, Bash or Ergo, right? Right? That's about right. Yeah.
Gathar, as you get near the door, there's just this like kind of cold sensation that gets a little bit colder as you get near the door. There's a figure that you can see through the slats of the poorly made barn door, and they're wearing like very kind of like bright blues, yellows, greens, and purples. They look very ostentatious. They're wearing robes. Their face is very kind of sallowed and gaunt with very long white and gray hair running down their back. Hello, I've been here for so long.
I creak open the door.
I'm
I
gonna
open
tell
up-
him.
yeah.
I'm gonna say, Gatharn. He said he's a friend of your parents too, because that seems important.
I'm Gatharn. What's the message?
As you creak good, a young Gatharn. Your parent, Galen, asked me to seek you out. This would be for you. Unfortunately, I will be forced to have to set it here in front of the door. I do not have the ability to enter this barn. It is ensconced with ritual garlic oil and would destroy me the moment I cross the threshold.
Oh, darn.
This is good information to not know.
Is Omni awake now?
Now, what's the
I leave it up
message?
to
Or is
Omni.
the message just the gift?
Well, no, it's this letter here for you to take. I have made my delivery, and I've seen you take it. Well, I've seen that you are present to take it. Good luck. A little bat flies away.
He turned into a bat.
I open the
Do that?
door
And it was Polly.
to grab
How
the,
did Polymorph
the
work for
gift.
him?
And
It's
the
it's a
missive.
scroll case with something inside of it.
All right. And then was that it? Or was there the message and a gift, or is the gift the scroll?
Just the
scroll?
message, yeah. Just
Okay. So I take the scroll and I close the door.
Do you read it?
No, I go back to sleep.
I've been awake.
It's like
Oh,
yeah, like Omni and DJ just watch you tuck it into like your belt, and they just watch you kind of lie down and pull your kilt up and just go right back to sleep.
okay. Go back to sleep.
The end of your watch, the sun comes up on your first day in Bonrovia,
Mm.
and you guys are awake. You've taken a long rest at this point, so if you
Oh
need
yay! Click off a
to-
long rest.
check anything off within your long rest, feel free.
I don't think so, but I'm gonna do it anyways because it feels good.
We get all of my worthless spell slots back. Yay.
I get all my worthless. I have silence. That's it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's an important one. That's not illusionary. Is it illusionary?
Oh wait, can I still redo my spells, or am I stuck with which spells I have prepared?
because you're a cleric, right?
Yes.
You have no sense of connection with the divine.
Okay.
You essentially have what you have.
Okay, that's what I thought. Damn it.
Does that mean that my divine sense stuff no longer works either?
Yeah, mine
As a
doesn't.
Correct.
paladin?
Correct.
So no divine smites.
Yeah, I don't get divine. My okay.
Yeah, I have nothing. The winds here, man, they feel off.
Ergo,
There's
I
another
want to
knock at the barn door. Very kind of like light, subtle knock of at the barn door.
I'm gonna go open the door.
The 11-year-old is at the door and has a giant basket filled with meats, cheeses, hard-boiled eggs, and breads. My mother
thank
thought you'd like some breakfast. Here you go. Enjoy.
Thank you. Would you like some deer?
Looks into the barn, sees the giant bird's nest,
That was
and
their
immediately goes racing towards the sleeping Ergo, leaps into the bird's nest, and like lands right on Ergo. Do you lay eggs then, to a bird?
Good morning, little bro.
Do
How
you
you
lay
doing?
eggs? Like, do you lay really big eggs? so we
No,
can make-
actually, I don't. I'm a male.
Oh, that's too bad. And he crawls off out of the bird's nest and kind of looks around at everything. You guys,
Good. We wouldn't want to
Why?
make big omelets.
you make a lot of interesting things. Oh, that's my mom's favorite cooking pot. That's unfortunate.
Why
She's
did she
going to
leave
be
it in the
very
barn if
angry.
it was her favorite?
I don't know. She has lots of favorites that she hoards, even though she doesn't use them.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll hide it so that she doesn't see it.
She really likes coffee cups, lots of them. It's very strange.
We'll get her a gift, my dude.
can't imagine-
Don't you worry.
Close is like, fuck you.
Mhm.
What's your name, guy, buddy?
I don't know what that's like.
My name is Hugo.
Hugo.
Yes. Well,
Last name
enjoy your
nuts.
meal. All of you are very intimidating.
And your mom? What's your mom's name?
Her name is Greta.
Greta. We're gonna get her a world's best mom coffee mug.
Oh, okay. That seems like a strange thing to do for strange people. Well,
As an apology for the pot.
oh, I was mostly kidding. If it's out here, she doesn't need or use it anymore.
Okay, you little shit.
That's
Get out
what
of
I
here.
figured.
He scampers off out the door, slams the barn door.
I like that kid.
So we are on our first official day within Monrovia.
Wonderful.
Gatharin has received a message from Galen.
Darn, what's the message say?
All of the silver has been used at this point. There's barely any left over after the bullets were made. Less than a third, we'll say. Enough to maybe make a few more pieces if necessary. Unfortunately,
Can I
making the silver-covered
knuckles?
stakes took a great deal of the silver to be able to make those at this point. And that's where we're going to finish tonight. Now,
Oh man.
do we want to meet again this coming Sunday, or are we taking that Sunday off? You guys decide.
I think we should meet.
Are we?
Yeah, because I think we're looking for the following Sunday after that for the Sons of Honor.
Correct. So
We're doing Jameson's birthday party next weekend, but we should be
Saturday.
done in time to.
well, we're doing it
No,
on
we're doing
Saturday.
it on Sunday. No, we're closed. We're open on Saturday. We're
Oh,
closed
that's
on
right. We're
Sunday.
doing it on Sunday. That's right. That's why I took my Mad Mage game off, was because we're gonna do it Sunday. Yeah, because Yep. So we're still good for next Sunday, and then we'll start our rotation of every other day because Vince talked to us. No, Vince. Vince has actually got an amazing game. He'll be kicking off in a few weeks during that rotation. Talk about it, Vince. What is it?
Well, it's going to be based off of Brandon Sanderson's The Stormlight Archives. Nick, Brandon, and Ches is going to be in it, and we'll have
I
hopefully
think
we'll have
Jason
Shannon
should be in
back.
it too.
Jason is more than welcome to play, but
We'll
Yeah.
see. My Mondays are pretty heavy, so I do appreciate the.
and then
Being
your
able to-
Sundays
Weekend
are
off.
pretty disgusting too.
Well, they can be. Like it was 3 games today, so yeah, it can be a little heavy. The rotation is to give me that off week break, as well as Callista needs that off week break in case her other group meets on the occasional Sunday as well.
Which they should.
Oops.
Yeah, but do me a favor, Vince. Do you have access to the frames and everything that you built for it?
Yeah.
The artwork. Pop that up really quick. 'Cause it looks
Sure.
really cool. Look how cool that
Oh,
is.
wow.
That is so cool. That is awesome, man. That is.
We're going to Roshar.
Roshar.
So that
That'd be
will be
real
starting in 2 weeks from this Sunday. So everyone, thanks for joining us. Be safe, be kind, play a game, and we'll see you next Sunday. Good
Oh,
night.
what? We don't say the other thing no more?
Do
Nope.
Eat ass?
I
Yes.
thought, do we not eat ass anymore?
No, No,
Are
no,
is
that was
eating
just
ass
that was
out?
just Vince's game. We're asked out of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
We should
eating
never
out
This
be
one
asked
we
out.
make silicone molds of our buttholes and freaking
Oh,
send them,
we're okay. That's the
chocolate.
new
Give the
thing.
homies a butthole silicone
Play
fleshlight.
games and
Yes, they're
you make
adults.
No,
folks.
silicone molds of
They're
your
actual
asshole.
adults.